Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about Planning Commission. Okay. So here NPC National Planning Commission published its report in 1949. So there was a firm inclusion of the need for economic and social planning in the constitution. Okay. So that's why this is one stage was set for the formal launch of the planning in the country. Okay. So basically, the economy was run on the principles of planning. So very much after independence itself only. It means we used the unsystematic manner only. Okay. So whenever we want to become a planned economy in the whole economy at the national level, so there was a need. There was a need for the permanent body. So which has taken the responsibility for the whole economic planning, okay, especially whenever comes to the national level or whole economy. So we need to take one permanent expert body so that has the responsibility to take care about the planning things in the whole India. Okay, so that is related to the plan formation, resource acts aspects, so implementation and review. So these are the technical matters which are related to the planning. So it must be comes under the one permanent body, so that is planning commission. Okay. So we got independence in 1947, but our planning commission was formulated in 1950 March. So here, this was set up by the government by a cabinet resolution. So without resorting to any legislation. So there were important details regarding the composition and the legal status of the planning commission. So coming to those points. Okay, so first provision is Planning Commission was an extra constitutional, that is non-constitutional and non-statutory body. It means whenever we formulated Indian Constitution, so there was no point related to the Planning Commission. So this was the extra constitutional. So not more than it means it is rather than the constitutional provisions. It was added into Indian Constitution in 1950. Okay. So, but we have to define the planning originates from the constitution, but there is no reference regarding the planning commission. Okay, and coming to the second point, so that is planning commission is an advisory body to the government of India on an array of issues of the economic development, especially. So here the planning commission is very related to the, and it is very reference point for the economic development in country. Okay, so we can recognize here the planning commission is an advisory body just to give advices to the government in the point of economic development. Okay. And third point is it is an think tank on economic development with the prime minister. So he was an ex officio chairman, and there's some deputy chairman also. And main functions of the deputy chairman was to coordinate with the work of the commission. Okay, so here main important head was prime minister, and he is acting as ex officio chairman for the planning commission. Okay, and it had an open provision for the number of its membership. So there's so many area wise experts that are required by a particular proposed period of planning, and other than the six union cabinet ministers are there. So these six union cabinet ministers were acted as a ex officio members of this particular planning commission. So other than the six union cabinet ministers, so we need some important experts in each and everything, and so they were appointed by a particular proposed period of planning. Okay, and there is one member, so that is member secretary, and the ministry of planning is already an ex officio member of the planning commission. Okay, and the fifth point is it is an autonomous body, and it was entitled to form its own views on important issues and place them before the governments. So here planning commission, it is an advisory body. It always gives advices to the government, especially on the basis of the economic development. In the same way, it is an autonomous. Autonomous is nothing but it can take any decision with its own views and previews. Okay, so there is no force on this particular body, especially from the political point of view. Also, there is no force. Okay, so it has take some important views and decisions with its own way, and especially on the important issues, and they can place those issues and decisions before the government. Okay, and it is worked with very closely with the union and state cabinets. Okay, and the planning commission had full knowledge of their policies also, because to create the economic development in your particular country, so it has a full knowledge and it has a full information regarding the policies which are going in the government. And sixth point is, so it was in every case it has to consult on changes which are proposed in social and economic policies. Okay, so it means it is very uh, very important thing, so that it always fears about the changes, so that's why it has always note the points which are related to the changes in the social and economic policies. Okay, to ensure free and full exchange of ideas, so the planning commission had established a convention, that is agreement, so that it will not give publicity to differences of views between commission and the union and state governments, but it has some convention, it has some agreements between the government and planning commission regarding the planning in economic development. So seventh point is, it always linked with the union cabinet. Okay, so union cabinet is very important for all such works in the central level, at the secretariat level. And the planning commission was part of the cabinet organization. So along with the government, along with the cabinet, so here the planning commission was there. And demand for grants also, it is very important. And the demand for grants, especially for the planning commission, it was included in the budget also. Okay, and coming to the eighth point, so here seated, especially the secretariat at the Yojana Bhavan. So the commission had a staff of secretariats and advisors, and also has a research organization also, just to look about the planning in India, and to define some challenges and problems which are facing by the people in India. Okay, they have the research organization and they are in the Yojana Bhavan. Okay, and planning commission was a technical body, so with so many experts and professionals, and they're coming from different specific areas as per the need of the planning, so we have to appoint those members, because we need different types of the planning, and which is very important for the people to get the development in India. So that's why we have to choose and appoint some important experts and professionals from specific areas. So it is depends on the need of the planning of a concerned period, according to the time only. Okay, and last one is the commission had executive powers. Okay, so not only formulating planning, but it has the executive powers to do such things whatever they are making. Okay, so in the next class we'll discuss about the functions of the planning commission.